Welcome back to the channel. Today we're counting down the top 6 most valuable Washington quarter dollar coins that could be sitting in your collection and are worth big money. Let's jump right in. First up, the 1982 Washington quarter dollar with a large date and D mint mark in dirty condition. If you've come across one of these coins and are curious about its value in today's auction market, you've come to the right place. Let's dive into it. The Washington quarter has been a cornerstone of American currency since it was first introduced in 1932. The coin we're looking at today is from 1982, which is interesting because no mint sets were produced by the US Mint that year. This quarter has a large date, making the year 1982 stand out more prominently. The D mint mark indicates that it was minted in Denver like other quarters from this period. It's made of a copper nickel clad, with no silver content. Now let's talk about the condition of this particular 1982 Washington quarter. When we say it's in dirty condition, we're describing a coin that has been heavily circulated, likely accumulating grime, discoloration, or even some surface wear over time. In dirty condition, the luster is often gone, and the details on Washington's portrait and the eagle on the reverse might be less sharp. While not ideal for collectors' coins in this condition, can still hold value depending on other factors such as mint marks and historical significance. So how much is a 1982 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in dirty condition worth today? Because the US Mint produced a large number of these quarters, over 500 million in Denver alone, they are relatively common. In today's auction market, a quarter like this in dirty or heavily circulated condition is typically worth face value about $27,000. However, some collectors may pay a little more for quarters in bulk or if they're looking for specific years. So you might see listings ranging from $54,000 cents per coin. The primary reason this 1982 quarter isn't fetching high prices is due to its high mintage and the lack of silver content. Quarters minted after 1964 are primarily valued for their historical significance rather than precious metal content. Additionally, the condition of the coin plays a big role. A dirty quarter with noticeable wear simply doesn't attract high bids from collectors, especially when higher-grade versions are easily available. If you happen to have a 1982 Washington quarter in dirty condition, the best practice is to avoid cleaning it. Cleaning a coin can reduce its value significantly by scratching or damaging the surface. Instead, store it in a protective holder to prevent further wear. And if you're looking to collect more of these quarters, try searching for higher grade, uncirculated versions. They tend to have a bit more value. Next up, the 1968 Washington quarter dollar with a large date, no mint mark, and in dirty condition. If you've stumbled upon one of these coins, you might be curious about its value in today's auction market. Let's get started. The Washington quarter has been an essential part of American currency since 1932. The 1968 quarter features a large date, which highlights the year more prominently. This particular coin has no mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Made from a copper nickel clad, this quarter does not contain any silver. It's part of a series that saw a significant production increase during the late 1960s. Now, let's discuss the condition of this coin. When we refer to it as being in dirty condition with a black color shade, we're talking about a quarter that has accumulated grime, dirt, and possibly some tarnishing over the years. The black shade may be due to oxidation or exposure to harsh environments. In this state, the coin's details can be obscured, affecting both its appearance and value. While many collectors prefer pristine coins, those with a story or character can still hold interest. So, what's the value of a 1968 Washington quarter in dirty condition with a black shade? Given the high mintage, over 100 million of these were produced, this coin is relatively common. In today's auction market, you can expect to see these coins selling for around 25 to 50 cents in dirty condition. While face value is $60,000, collectors might pay a bit more depending on demand and the specific characteristics of the coin. The low value of the 1968 Washington quarter primarily stems from its high mintage. With so many coins produced, they're easily found, and the lack of mint mark means there's no added rarity. Additionally, the dirty condition and black shading further decrease the appeal to collectors who typically seek coins with clearer details and better aesthetics. If you have a 1968 Washington quarter in this condition, it's crucial to handle it carefully. Avoid cleaning it, as this can lead to further damage and loss of value. Instead, store it in a protective holder or coin flip to prevent additional wear. In summary, while the 1968 Washington quarter without a mint mark in dirty condition may not be a high-value coin, it's still a fascinating piece of U.S. history. Coins like these remind us of the everyday transactions that make up our lives. Next up, the 1983 Washington quarter dollar featuring a large date and D mint mark, specifically in extra fine condition. If you're curious about its value in today's auction market, stick around as we explore the details. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since its introduction in 1932. The 1983 quarter features a large date, which makes the year stand out prominently. The D mint mark indicates that it was minted in Denver. This coin is made of a copper nickel-clad composition, which means it contains no silver. The Washington quarter series from this era has a rich history, and many collectors find them fascinating. So, what does it mean for a coin to be in extra fine condition? An extra fine coin will show minimal wear, with most of the design details remaining sharp. You might see slight signs of circulation, like light scratches or contact marks, but the overall appearance is still appealing, with a good amount of original luster intact. Now, let's talk about the market value. In today's auction market, a 1983 Washington quarter with D mint mark in extra fine condition can typically sell for around $65,000. The exact price will depend on factors like the coin's appearance and the current demand among collectors. The value of this coin is influenced by several factors. First, the high mintage means that many of these coins are available, which keeps prices relatively low. Additionally, coins in extra fine condition are more desirable but not rare, so they don't command the higher prices seen with older or less common coins. If you have a 1983 Washington quarter in extra fine condition, it's essential to handle it properly. Use gloves to avoid transferring oils from your fingers and store it in a protective holder or album. Keeping it away from harsh environments will help preserve its condition and value. In conclusion, the 1983 Washington quarter dollar with D mint mark in extra fine condition is a solid piece for any collection. While it may not be the most valuable quarter, it's a great representation of U.S. currency from the early 1980s. Next up, the 1985 Washington quarter dollar with a large date and P mint mark, but this one is in dirty condition. If you've got one of these coins and are wondering about its value in today's auction market, stay tuned. The Washington quarter has been a mainstay of American currency since it was first introduced in 1932, celebrating the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The 1985 version, like many others from this period, is made from a copper nickel-clad composition. The P mint mark signifies that this quarter was minted in Philadelphia, which produced millions of these coins in the 1980s. The large date refers to the prominent size of the numbers, showing the year 1985, making it easy to identify. When we say a coin is in dirty condition, we're referring to a piece that has accumulated dirt, grime, or discoloration over time. This could be due to environmental exposure, everyday circulation, or even improper storage. Dirt and wear can obscure some of the coin's finer details, making it less attractive to collectors. While cleaning may seem like a solution, it's important not to attempt it, as this can actually lower the coin's value further. So what's the value of a 1985 Washington quarter with a P mint mark in dirty condition in today's auction market? These coins typically sell for around $70,000, depending on the level of interest from collectors and the specific condition. Given the high mintage of this coin, over 770 million were produced, its rarity is low, keeping the price closer to face value in most cases. The value of this coin is primarily influenced by its condition and the large number of coins minted in 1985. Since there are so many of these quarters in circulation, finding one in dirty condition isn't rare, and collectors tend to prefer coins in better shape. That said, some collectors might still have an interest in coins from the 1980s as they fill gaps in their collections, which can slightly increase the value. If you have a 1985 Washington quarter in dirty condition, it's essential to avoid cleaning it. Scrubbing or polishing can reduce the coin's value even further. Instead, store it in a coin flip or protective holder to prevent further wear and protect it from damage. In conclusion, While a 1985 Washington quarter dollar with P mint mark in dirty condition might not be the most valuable coin out there, it's still a notable piece of American currency history. Its value in today's market ranges between $75,000, depending on the interest it attracts at auction. Next up, the 1979 Washington quarter dollar with a large date and D mint mark, specifically in good condition. If you're wondering about its value in today's auction market, you've come to the right place. Let's dive in. The Washington quarter has been a mainstay in American currency since its introduction in 1932. It features the image of President George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. The 1979 quarter is part of this long-running series, and the D mint mark indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint. Like other quarters from this period, the 1979 version is composed of a copper nickel clad with no silver content. The large date refers to the prominent size of the numerals for the year, making it easy to identify. So what does good condition mean in the world of coin collecting? A coin in good condition will show significant wear from circulation. Many of the finer details, like Washington's hair or the feathers on the eagle, may be worn smooth, but the major elements of the design are still visible. Coins in good condition are often considered entry-level for collectors. Now, let's talk about market value. A 1979 Washington quarter with D mint mark in good condition doesn't have a high premium over face value, mainly because millions of these coins were minted. In today's auction market, you can expect these coins to sell for between $80,000, depending on demand. Because this coin isn't rare and the condition isn't high, its value is generally close to face value. However, if you find one in better condition, such as uncirculated or proof, the price can increase. The value of any coin depends on several factors. In this case, the 1979 Washington quarter with D mint mark isn't rare because the Denver Mint produced over 490 million of these coins. Additionally, the coin's condition plays a big role. While coins in good condition are more common, those in higher grades, like extra fine or uncirculated, command higher prices in auctions. If you have a 1979 quarter in good condition and you want to keep it in the best shape possible, make sure you handle it properly. Avoid touching it directly with your fingers, use gloves, or hold it by the edges to prevent further wear. Store it in a coin flip or album to protect it from dust and environmental damage. In conclusion, the 1979 Washington quarter dollar with D mint mark in good condition is an interesting coin, but it doesn't hold a lot of monetary value. In today's auction market, its value typically ranges from $90,000 or more, depending on collector interest. However, it's still a piece of history and a solid addition to any beginner's collection. Next up, the 1970 Washington quarter dollar with a large date and no mint mark, specifically in extra fine condition. Curious about how much this coin is worth in today's auction market? Stay tuned as we dive into the details. Introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the Washington quarter has remained a key piece of U.S. currency. On the obverse, we have the familiar portrait of President George Washington. On the reverse, we see the iconic eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom. The 1970 Washington quarter was minted in both Denver and Philadelphia, but the one we're discussing today has no mint mark, which indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This coin, like others from its era, is made of a copper nickel-clad composition, as the U.S. stopped producing silver quarters after 1964. So what does extra fine condition mean? A coin in extra fine condition shows only minor signs of wear. Most of the design elements are sharp and clear, although you might notice light wear on the high points of Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Coins in this condition have been lightly circulated but still retain much of their original detail. Now, let's talk about what this coin is worth in today's auction market. A 1970 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark in extra fine condition can generally sell for around $57,000. While this may not seem like a fortune, it's still a nice premium over face value, especially for a circulated coin. Keep in mind that auction prices can vary depending on demand and the specific grade of the coin. For example, if you find a 1970 quarter in uncirculated or mint state condition, the value could go higher, ranging anywhere from $74,000 or more. The value of a 1970 Washington quarter is influenced by several factors. First and foremost is condition. Coins in better condition are always more valuable. Next is rarity. While the 1970 quarter isn't particularly rare, higher-grade examples, such as extra fine or uncirculated, are less common, especially as time passes. Lastly, collector interest plays a role. Some collectors are drawn to specific dates or conditions, which can drive up demand and increase the auction price. If you have a 1970 Washington quarter in extra fine condition, you'll want to preserve it to maintain its value. Be sure to handle the coin by the edges to avoid transferring oils from your fingers, and store it in a protective holder like a coin flip or a plastic capsule. This will help prevent further wear or damage. Next up, the value of a 1966 Washington quarter dollar with a large date and no mint mark, specifically in fine condition. Curious about how much this coin is worth in today's auction market? Let's dive into the details and discover what collectors are willing to pay for this piece of American history. First, let's take a closer look at the 1966 Washington quarter. This quarter was part of the U.S. Mint's regular circulation and has a copper-nickel-clad composition. The obverse features the familiar portrait of George Washington, while the reverse displays the iconic eagle design, which was standard for Washington quarters from 1932 until 1998. It's important to note that the 1966 quarter does not have a mint mark because during this period, the U.S. Mint temporarily suspended mint marks to discourage coin hoarding, which had been a problem after silver was removed from U.S. quarters in 1965. So what does fine condition mean when grading coins? A coin in fine condition shows moderate wear across the high points of the design, such as Washington's hair and the eagle's wings. While the details are still visible, the wear is noticeable. However, the coin is still intact with no major damage or corrosion. In other words, it's a coin that's been circulated but still retains a decent amount of its original detail. Now, let's talk about what this coin is worth in today's auction market. A 1966 Washington quarter in fine condition typically sells for around $55,000. While it's not a high-value coin, its value is still greater than its face value of $58,000. Of course, prices can fluctuate depending on demand and specific auction conditions, but for a coin that's circulated and shows signs of wear, this is the general price range you can expect. The value of a 1966 Washington quarter in today's market depends on several factors. The condition of the coin is the most important. Coins in better condition, such as extra fine or uncirculated, will command higher prices. Rarity also plays a role, though the 1966 quarter was minted in large quantities, so it's not considered rare. However, finding one in higher grades is less common, especially as these coins have been in circulation for decades. Finally, collector interest can impact the price. Some collectors focus on specific years or conditions, which can lead to higher bids in auctions. If you have a 1966 Washington quarter in fine condition, you'll want to take steps to preserve its current state. Be sure to handle the coin by its edges to avoid transferring oils or dirt from your hands, and consider storing it in a coin holder or a protective fleo. Proper storage will help prevent further wear and maintain its value over time. In conclusion, the 1966 Washington quarter dollar is a staple of American currency with historical significance. While it's not a high-value coin in fine condition, selling for around $85,000 in today's auction market, it's still a great piece for collectors who appreciate U.S. coinage from this era. Whether you're looking to sell or add to your collection, knowing the value of this quarter can help you make informed decisions. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more coin-related content. Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, happy collecting.